Hey, I'm Jessica, and I'm here to show you today how to get a classic shimmer-chic look on your eyes with bareMinerals eye colors. This specific collection uses more of the graphite gray tones with a darker black eyeliner. You could do this with any colors that you have at home, purples, greens, whatever you have and want to get this kind of shimmery look. So the first step that I'm going to have Joy do is apply Primetime Eyelid Primer. The great thing about primer is that it helps your color stay in place. If you have problems with creasing or fading eye colors throughout the day, it's going to help with that. Our eye primer is a little bit thinner than most other eye primers out there, which allows it to glide on the eye really easily, and it's really thin, so you still get a lot of blendability when you're putting on your eye colors. What Joy did is she put a little bit on her ring finger and then warmed up the product in her fingers, and then she's going to apply it all over from lash line all the way up to the brow bone. If you want to get a little bit more brightening from your base color, you would just put a little bit more of the eye primer right in the inner corner of the eye. So that's always your first step with eye colors. Next is your base color. This one's called Chic Nude, and it is just a muted nude tone. The color of this really helps to color correct on the lid of the eye. So with this one, I'm actually going to start with the Light Stroke brush, which you can find on QVC.com. And I'm going to first highlight her brow bone. And with this, I'm going to take the point of the brush and just pull down. You don't want to see a ton of product, but you just want to start brightening that area. That's really going to help to highlight. It helps accentuate the arch of the brow. And then I'm going to switch brushes to do the base color all over the lid. And I'm going to use a nice tapered brush and swirl, tap, and then if you press and roll, you start to build that base color. And again, this is really just about laying down a nice neutral tone to really make sure you have something to put those shimmers on top of. So you can see how as I'm pressing it, the color looks darker here, but the color that I put on with the lighter brush up here is highlighting correctly. The next step is the glimmer that we're going to use. The bareMinerals glimmers have a nice sheen to them, but they're not sparkly or glittery, so anybody, any age, can definitely wear a glimmer. This one's called Gossip, and it is a shimmering graphite tone. I'm actually just going to concentrate this on the lower part of the lid. If you are not good at doing a smoky eye, or if you're a beginner for a smoky eye, this kit and the way of doing this is really great because it's going to focus the dark color on the liner, so it's a little bit easier to do. So swirl tap, and this is the tapered eye brush, and I'm just going to start pressing the product, tapping it onto the lower lid, blending up all the way to the crease. So you can see here, it's just a nice soft gray with a little bit of a fleck of silver. So just follow the shape of your eye. That's pretty light, but we're going to show you how to darken it a little bit. You can take another brush and sweep just to blend through. The next step to this classic shimmer look for the eye is a liner. I'm actually going to apply this liner dry. The great thing about bareMinerals liner shadows is that they are loose crushed bareMinerals, so you can do a variety of different looks with them. This one I'm going to do dry is called Onyx. This is the deepest, darkest black that we make in a liner shadow. But using a lighter, fluffier liner brush allows you to really just, you don't have to be too precise and you can smudge. So working the product in. The liners are a little bit more pigmented in color, so you only really need a little bit. Swirl tap, and then you're just going to blend. And I like to start in the center of the eye and just light, short strokes to the outer corner of the eye. You want to use your lashes as a base, so you're really aiming for the root of the lash, so that helps you get the line really close to your lash line. So here is a bareMinerals beauty secret. Well, it's not that much of a secret because some of you guys know about it, but a lot of you don't know how to do it properly. It's called foiling, and that's the technique when you wet bareMinerals eye colors, especially the ones that have a little bit of shimmer. So I'm going to take that color that we used all over the lid on Joy called Gossip, the light gray, and I'm going to dampen my brush. I'm using the wet dry eyeshadow brush. This was made specifically for this technique. So you can dip the brush in water or just run it under your faucet. And you want to make a little paste in the lid with the bareMinerals. You don't want it to be too wet, but it's just a nice paste that you can work with for a little bit. You can see it right there. So with this is going to give high shine, so a completely different look. You're just going to start by pressing it and pulling it gently across the lower lid. And you can already see that high shine. That's why we call it foiling. So it really brings out the brightening effect of the eye color and the shimmer. If you get too much on, just take the product dry and go over it, and you'll still see that high shine, but it'll just mute out and blend the lines a little bit easier. Always focus on the lower lid first, and then take what's left on the brush up towards the crease. I'm just gonna blend through a little bit. So completely different than the first look. So those are the tips and tricks you need to get a classic shimmering look to the eye, either dry or wet. So you have multifunctional use of bareMinerals eye colors.